Welcome to DCL 201. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Steve, and this is my beautiful wife, Anna Wick. How are you doing?
Good.
This is our attempt to kind of let you look into how we planned our upcoming cruise next summer and kind of the steps that we went through. We are not perfect. These are just some of the things that we thought of when we booked it, and we're going to kind of take you through like our planning process a little bit, and hopefully it's going to help you out. We'd love to hear your feedback. If you guys have any thoughts or questions or better ways to do things, we'd love to hear it. Like I said, we are definitely not perfect. So, Anna Wick, why don't you tell everybody the cruise we booked this coming summer?
So we are going on a 9-day Mediterranean Greek Isles cruise out of Civitavecchia.
Yep, and that's on June 13th. And just for a little bit of background, how did we pick this cruise?
So our cruise planning usually begins while we're on a cruise, and we pick up the book with all the future cruise sailings and go through the book and make stars on the ones that we think look interesting. And I will say that our first intent in planning for summer of 2020 was to do the Barcelona to Dover, Spain, Portugal cruise. But as we looked through that, we realized that our oldest son will be heading off to high school next year, and summer 2020 we're going to have to vacation around soccer tryouts and workouts. So in an effort to continue making it a family trip, we have to take that into consideration.
I think he would kill us if we didn't bring him.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, that too. So then once Disney released the dates that were going to actually happen in summer of 2020, we did a little rethinking, and I went on exchange when I was in high school to Greece, and so the Greek island cruises definitely drew my attention. There are 2 sailings next summer, one of which stops on Crete, which is where I actually was on exchange, so I pretty much zeroed in on that one, and it fit in with the soccer tryout timeline, so it was all good.
Yeah, we're kind of Uber planners. We have vacations planned way out into 2021, 2022. Well, we've got ideas.
We have a little bit of a spreadsheet going.
Yeah, we've got ideas of where we want to go. So this one was kind of caught us off the radar a little bit, but it was perfect in the sense that the Barcelona to Dover cruise that goes through Spain and Portugal is usually sometime at the beginning of July to second week of July or so, and I can't remember when it sailed this year.
August.
No, not that late.
Oh,
it's in July. But anyways, so that wasn't gonna work for soccer. But all of a sudden, boom, here we go. We've got June 13th for this one going to the Greek Isles, and just for my help too, my job is based on seniority, and I wasn't sure if I could even hold July or August, but we thought we had a pretty good shot at getting time off in June. So we took a shot, and we ended up we booked that cruise on the 13th. The other 2 reasons are, it's your birthday. You said that, right?
I did not say that. It is my birthday and our son Andrew's birthday.
So
we'll both happen on the cruise, which is going to be super fun.
Yeah, so 2 birthdays on the cruise. We're going back to Crete where you spent some time. And just like the Mediterranean cruise that we did last summer, we got to see, we spent several days in Rome ahead of time, and then we went to Germany for 3 days afterwards. And we're kind of looking at doing the same thing here. In this one, we're going to go to Paris first.
For a few days.
For a few days. And then we're going to go back to Rome for a couple days, which we really enjoyed that city. So not sure what we're going to do there. We'll probably try and think up something a little bit different, but we'll definitely go and explore Rome. There's a great restaurant that we'd like to go back to.
Definitely.
Yeah,
probably stay at the same hotel.
Probably stay at the same hotel, but that'll be in a future episode. So that's why we booked it. So how did we book it? Well, as we've kind of talked about, some of the best rates that you're going to be able to get are on opening day. So we are now Gold Castaway Club members, and Castaway Club is Disney's kind of returning. Why am I drawing a blank?
Returning sailors.
Yeah, returning sailors. After your first cruise,
frequent flyers.
Yeah, frequent flyers, frequent sailors. Can't find the right word for it. But after your first cruise, you become silver. After 5 cruises, you become gold, and after 10 cruises, you become platinum. And then based on that, when they have opening days for the new sailings, which we're in kind of the middle of it right now as we're recording this on October 1st, 2019. They are right now in the beginning bookings for January to May of 2021. So we waited for that date. when they announced these, the booking window opened up for gold members, and I was working that day.
So I set an alarm, and I got up on West Coast time for the 8 a.m. Eastern opening to call in and book our cruise.
Yeah, so that was how we approached this one. So once again, if you're a Platinum and Golden Oak is kind of a residential area around Walt Disney World, they get to book first. The next day, Platinum and Gold book along with Golden Oak. And then the next day after that is Silver, Platinum, Gold, Golden Oak, DVC. So if you're a DVC member and you haven't sailed yet, or if you're an Adventures by Disney Insider, you can book one day prior to the final day, which is when it opens up to everybody who's not sailed with Disney Cruise Line before. So that's the best way to get opening pricing for your cruise, and that's probably the best way to get the cheap. If you don't live in Florida, if you're not military, which those rates are not guaranteed on every cruise, those are usually placed on cruises that they're having a hard time selling.
If you have a particular itinerary and a particular time that you want to sail, truly your best bet is to take note of when that opening day is and be on the phone, be online, to make sure that you book on that day.
And as soon as we hear about it, we definitely put it onto our Facebook page, put it in the Twitter feed as well for those of you who follow Twitter. Of course, hopefully your travel agent, if you're working with a travel agent, they will be on the lookout for it as well, especially the Disney travel agents. They're going to hear about it right away. So, you can always follow the website, follow Disney Cruise Line on Twitter. This time they announced it, and you could like their tweet if you're on Twitter, and they would get back to you when it was opening day for all guests. So, that if you're a silver member, then it's going to be the day before, but it was another good way to kind of remind you. So for this particular cruise, because it was a one-off cruise, well, there's two of them actually, but they haven't done it for quite a while. It was a pretty popular cruise, and I believe the majority of it sold out during the silver booking window. Since then, there's been some cabins that have come open, but most of these cruises have been sold out, or you're down to every now and then. I think it'll pop back one or two to guaranteed cabins. So either guaranteed inside stateroom, guaranteed ocean view, or guaranteed veranda staterooms. And we can talk about that in a later show. But once again, so that's what we did. We got on there opening day. We got our cabin booked, and we are sailing in an ocean view down on deck 2. Woohoo! But we're on the boat. Exactly. We're down there with the chickens and the turkeys and the cases of wine and everything like that. So maybe we could break into the cases of wine.
Yeah, we're on the ship. That's all that matters.
On the ship. Exactly. So, I hope you kind of enjoyed this. We'd love to get your feedback from this. These are going to, like I said, these are going to be quick episodes and kind of keep them light and breezy and all that kind of stuff. I think that's all we've got on this one. So if you have any thoughts or questions, please send them out to us, and look for it coming soon on the actual feed as we continue on from there. So thanks, everybody.